Hello. So, sorry, my eyes are just sorry. All right, this is story time about the time I was in dance. Um, they called it POM in my high school, POM in my high school. Basically, it was like a hip hop dance crew, like a freestyle crew. So basically, this is how it happened. All right, so I've always been a dancer. I've always been a performer. I've always been the choir kid growing up. Grew up in the church, grew up, doing choir. I've always danced. Never in like a school dance team, like never in school like sports thing, but I've always danced all my life. So the thing is, pom was taken away in my school, like my sophomore year was like the last year, and then they brought it back my senior year. And I was really want to do it because like the thing is, I had like a low key wanting to be in the cheerleader crowd because they were known as like the popular girls. Or and my sister was a cheerleader who also went to the same school previously. But then, um, not even auditioning, but I asked about the auditions. This was my senior year, mind you. And I heard that the cheerleaders had 27 spot. Oh, sorry, 27 girls, but there was only 8 spots open. So I didn't even waste my motherfucking time. I doubted myself, which I probably shouldn't have done. I probably should have just tried out for the cheerleading squad, but I didn't want to do that. So, anyways, tried out for the pom squad, and there was this English teacher. Her name was Mrs. B, for sure. I'm not gonna say her whole name because it doesn't matter. Mrs. B. She was the English teacher. I noticed she was like very fun, very nice woman, very caring. I always passed by her going to my English because it was like on the third floor of the high school. Basically all the English classes were on the third floor. That was like the English in the library. So nervous as hell. Okay. Because I've always had anxiety and shit like that, right? Always been scared to perform and like get in front of people and do shit, sing or do anything, right? But for this particular event, I said, you know what? I'm done being scared. I'm done being nervous. I'm gonna put myself out there. So I did. Um, we went to because we had in my high school we had two gyms. We had a big gym where all the basketball, sports, and stuff was played, all the volleyball games, shit like that, and the wrestling matches. And then we had a small gym where the JROTC would do their like drill practice. I know because I was in JROTC. That's how I know. Where the basketball boys would sometimes practice if they were in the big gym. That's where like stuff was. So here's the thing. There was this boy there. He was a black boy. He was taller than me, of course. He was hella tall. Um, I recognized him from my elementary school because I went to Cooper, and I recognized him. And I asked him about me. Well, sorry, I asked him like, "Hey, do you recognize me? My name is Pika." And he was like, "Yeah, I already know who you are." I think he may have liked me a little bit, or I think he liked another girl on the team. I'm gonna get to that, the other people on the team. So yeah, I forgot their names. I forgot their names. I'll try to say them if I know them. But anyway, I don't know if this lighting is even working right now. Okay, so yeah, so basically when actual other kids showed up, there was like a mix of. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was the only senior on the team, with juniors and like freshmen, basically, and like some sophomores. But anyway, So basically, she looked at me, Mrs. B. She looked at me because I was the first one that showed up. I was so damn nervous, like I was shaking because I was shaking. She told me, basically said, "Hey, pick your music." She didn't have any speakers, Basically, she was broke. Is basically what I'm saying. Throwing it out there. Okay, she was broke, right? All right, so didn't have any speakers, and she said, "Just pick your song." And then she put the phone in her hand and did like this, for more sound, like a bowl or some shit. And my song was "Nasty," the remix. Hit it in my whip, baby, nasty. Bad bitch on attitude, nasty. You know what I'm talking about if you know the song. So anyway, when I auditioned, when I danced, I it was not it was I just want to make this clear. It was never a choreography that I made up. I just want to make that very fucking clear. I never made up a choreography or anything like that. Nothing was planned. I was thinking about making a choreography a night before, but I was just too nervous. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sleep on it. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Like that's how I was. But when I tell you I danced, I put out every dance move I thought of. Like it was so like uncoordinated, but it looked so good because I'm a good dancer. And I even heard, because I have really good ears, and I even heard her whisper to I forgot who else was in the room. I believe it was one of the girls on the team's sister was in the room at the time. But yeah, I heard her whisper, "Oh, she's so good." Because when I tell you I was dancing, I was sliding across the floor and shit. Oh, if I had like a video of my audition, I would love to show you. But anyways, so I got done with dancing, and I believe I don't know if I stayed to see everybody else or I just left right after my turn. I'm pretty sure I left after my turn, and she said, "Okay, you'll know who made the team by tomorrow or whenever they announce it." So lo and behold, whenever they announced it, I think I saw it on like a paper. Yeah, I saw it on the paper on like the school wall. Um, yeah, I saw my name on a paper on a school wall. Yeah, tell me, it was my lunch number. My lunch number was always had a 975 in it. It's funny because that turned out to be like a work number, like an employee number, years later. But anyways, I remember being so excited. I had butterflies in my stomach. I was so happy to have made the team because it made me think about my sister who was in cheerleading, and my sister had done cheerleading for so long. But it made me think like, damn, this is, this is about yourself. This is not, you're not your sister's shadow anymore, and nothing like that. This is you. You made a squad. It was my first time, well, not my first time being on the sports for my school. The year before that, I tried being on the volleyball team. I've always played volleyball. I've always played all sports growing up because I used to be a tomboy. But yeah, that didn't work out. Maybe another story time later. But anyway, so yeah, I made the team. Butterflies in my stomach. I was excited. What I will say is, going into the dance room, which was like basically another gym, where there was like mirrors, like for cheerleaders. Whenever you're dancing, you're seeing yourself. Learning the dances that we had to learn was, for the school, was basically the cheerleading dances. Learning the dances was, it was like it was easy. I would get frustrated sometimes because when I don't catch on, since I'm such a perfectionist, when I don't catch on to something quickly, I get very frustrated with everybody and myself. And I worked on that since then. There was this conflict there was this conflict between the coaches, between the cheerleading coach and my coach. They're both English teachers. So the other teacher, the other English teacher was a coach. She had been a coach for years. I actually knew her because we were like cool with each other, like because I took her class like my sophomore year, or was my freshman year? Yeah, sophomore year. Yeah, sorry, sophomore year. They had like this unheard of beef. I don't know. Like Mrs. B said that the other coach hated her or some shit. It was weird because they tried so hard to stop us pom dancers because they didn't feel like we were worthy of being a pom team. Stop them from doing it because at first in the games we would do the cheers with the cheerleaders because that's what we were practicing on in the fucking rehearsal was the cheers. Then with the little coach beef, they got to the point where they like stopped letting us do the cheers with the cheerleaders, and really the pom team sucked altogether because at first I was not captain. She made like this girl who was a junior who was basically her ass kisser a captain, and she was a bitch and she was a snitch just like her gay ass friend. I have no problem with gay people. It's just he got into women's business too much, and I don't respect any man that does that. But anyway, they ended up snitching on me and doing some dirty shit and doing sneaky shit. Because the thing is, I talked about the coach who is picking on my coach. And she, didn't know about it until those two people, like the girl and the guy, because they're two white people. It was a girl and a guy. They're like best friends, and they're two white people. They ran a snitch, told her that I was talking about her, and then she confronted me about it. And then we're cool today. I'm grown now. You know what I mean? She was a teacher. We're cool today. But anyways, yeah, the whole team sucked altogether because I did eventually become captain. It's weird because people were nice to me before I became captain, but when I became captain, people treated me like shit. I would tell them to like come to practice, and they did not want to do that. They got pissed at me because of that. Got attitudes. The girls always did stupid shit in practice or outside of practice to get injured. So everybody had an injury besides me. When I tell you everybody had injury, like everybody had casts on besides me. And had to sit out at practice because of the having a cast on. And whenever we would go to the games, because the thing is, we didn't do anything for football because we were learning the dances football season. But whenever we would go to the games, the basketball games, our coach specifically told us to be quiet. And I was in the front because I was captain. I was trying to co-captain with this bitch that snitched on me, right? And she, like, basically the whole team will be talking, and we were told to be quiet the whole time when the game was going on. Between the cheers, we were told to be quiet. They wouldn't be quiet. I had to be that captain to tell them to be quiet. They were being a bitch to me because I told them to be quiet. And then when I tell them to shut up, they'll be like, but Pika, you're talking too. And I'm like, nigga, that's besides the point. I'm talking because you're talking. But anyway. Oof. Damn all that. So there was this routine that we came up with, right? It was a mix of songs. And I can't play it because it would be copyrighted. So I definitely would have played it if I could. It was a time when like Juju on that beat was like hot back then. It was slide, drop, hit the folks, I'll stop. Yeah, it was 2017, basically what the fuck I'm saying. All right, so we made this whole routine of how basically, at the end it was about to be like this really fun hip hop dance, right? That we all collectively came up with. Me and this girl named Molly. She was another Scorpio on the squad. She cared really about the team and about, like, she was such a good choreographer. She could teach really good. But I was a captain and she was a sophomore and I was a senior. The thing is, they wanted her to be the captain because they liked her more than me. which she didn't understand, which she understood because like I was good on like cleaning dances up. I was good on like, showing people a dance. But they didn't want to hear it from me. They want to hear the message from Molly, which is fine because I didn't like none of them hoes, so I didn't give a fuck if they didn't like me either. So that's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is, it fucked up the dynamic of the team because nobody wanted to listen to the captain. Is the point? Everybody wanted to listen to a choreographer. You see what I'm saying? So it was just like a lot of buildup. But basically, what I'm saying is, we came up with this routine. It was an amazing routine. Nothing wrong with it. We could have added like a little more whatever. But the thing is, with this team, since they're so fucking hard headed and nobody want to come to practice anyways, it was hard to put a routine together. So we had to basically like do what the fuck we could like really quick because these bitches didn't want to listen to us or didn't want to do shit anyway. They got mad when like somebody told them something. You feel me? But then they expected a good performance when they got in front of the school. You see what I'm saying? Nobody want to come to practice, but everybody wants a good show. So we made this routine, and there was this big thing at the end. It was Beyonce's song "Freedom," where I'm supposed to be like, they're supposed to make a pyramid. Well, not a pyramid, but like a base foundation for me with their knees going down on their knees. And I was skinny back then, right? So I was supposed to get up on their knees with my feet, like hoist myself and standing up and doing like this and doing this, like as for Black Lives Matter, because this is, around the time, this is 2017. Beyonce came out with her Lemonade album already. BLM was already, like a big thing, and Beyonce supported it, and Molly loved Beyonce so much, she wanted to incorporate that into our dance routine. And I respected Molly because she was a white woman and she was really, really big and supportive of BLM. And I respected her for that. And wanting me as a Black woman to stand up and do this at the end of our dance was the best idea ever. And I'm glad she came up with like, that's the thing. Me and Molly work together. We're two Scorpios, just really great minds think alike. Okay. But the thing is, her bigger sister came in. Her bigger sister was fine. She was nice to me, except I started seeing shit, and I'm an observer. I watch everything. So what the fuck she was trying to do was basically push me out the dance routine altogether. And she would do nitpicky shit to make her sister look good, and I don't like that shit. Like in our shows, whenever we do our performances in front of the school and shit like that, with the cheerleaders and stuff, she nitpicked me and said, "Oh, Pika, you weren't smiling big enough." But Molly was. Molly was the only one smiling big enough. The crowd has to see your teeth. They're just seeing this. And then she'll make fun of me the people make fun of me the way I smile, because when I smile with both my teeth, my top lip curves in because that's just how my mouth is. So she was basically like making fun of that shit, which is funny because I could say a lot. I could say a lot about her lips. Anyway, so yeah, she'll do nitpicky shit like that. And I noticed whenever we showed her routine that me, Molly, and like basically a little part of the team came up with, and she was trying to she put like more stunts into the dance, which was fine. Like she had Molly like doing a handstand and like another person doing a headstand, which was absolutely fine. I actually like that shit, that we were spicing shit up and putting more shit up in the dance routine. The problem was the ending part where I'm supposed to be on top of them and, be like the fly girl. She was putting more parts in that along with the other team, with people who did not like me on the team. And they were like overshadowing that part. I kept seeing that shit and I kept bringing that shit up. I'm like, y'all, I understand y'all trying to make the dance long and trying to incorporate more shit, but y'all keep forgetting the big part is with me at the end. This whole song, the Beyonce Freedom song, was about me in the routine. Because it's about Black Lives Matter, right? They were kept trying to like I said, coming up with more dance routines, like to push that part out. And I got pissed off, and bitches kept talking shit and not saying shit to me. And I knew they was walking away and whispering about me and shit, because that's what the fuck they did every day, was talk about me, because they did not want to listen to me, but they want a great show. They did not want me to have a part and nothing like that, because they didn't like me, which is weird because everybody liked me before I was captain. That's why I was laughing about. So anyways, I confronted them hoes that day. I remember I literally, that's how you know bad things happen to you and it traumatizes you, because you remember it. I remember being in the lobby. It was where our crest for, representing our mascot for school was in the middle of the lobby. And we were there like practicing, and I confronted everybody. I said, do y'all got something to say? Like, I remember I went the fuck off. Like, I'm telling you, I was like, bitches love to walk away, but I'm right here. And now I know I was mad because like I got hot inside. Like, I started boiling on the inside. Like, I was shaking and shit. I was pissed, and I was going off on everybody. And they were like, flipped it on me, of course. Pika, they were like, oh, you shouldn't be assuming people were talking about you just because we got quiet. I'm like, bitch, I know you was talking about me. Like, that's just what it is. And I was mad at, the thing is, I was always mad at Mrs. B because she never defended me, ever. Ever. Anytime something happened, I got in trouble. Whenever we were told to do push-ups if we cussed, she only made me do push-ups because I cussed a lot. But yeah, the other bitches cussed, and she did not punish them at all. Anytime I would bring something up, like they would be picking on me, she wouldn't do anything about it. She'll say that I'm overreacting. If I told their dumbasses to come to practice, she said I'm being too hard on them. And I'm thinking, bitch, you're the coach. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm being a leader. I'm being a captain. That's how I know I've always been just destined to be a performer. Because you can't have a good show if you don't want to go to rehearsal. That's to anybody who wants a good show. But anyway. So lo and behold, we never got to perform the routine as a team in front of the crowd because I quit. I ended up quitting. I got fed up. And I noticed like other girls quit too because they got fed up. So when I quit, I told Miss B, I'm tired of this shit. Basically, she doesn't do anything. This team won't listen. And I just left. Like, she thought it was my fault. Thought I was just having an attitude out of the blue, even though she's seen the shit every fucking day. The shit that I was complaining about. So, lo and behold, I heard that whenever they did the routine, of course, my part was completely out. So they got what the fuck they wanted. When they did do the routine, I asked one of the girls who I was actually close to. Her name was Cynthia. She was like my little freshman baby, She looked up to me as like a big sister type shit. So, and I also knew her older brother too. We were in JRTC together. I asked her, I said, so how'd the routine go? You guys performed it? And she said, yeah, there was so many mishaps. Like, I fell and I hurt myself because she was the one supposed to do the headstand. And inside of my head, I was laughing because I was like, ha ha ha, you hoes literally didn't want to go to practice. Y'all didn't want to go to rehearsal. Y'all didn't want shit. Because, a successful smart bitch was trying to tell your dumbass to like get your shit together. And you was fucking up my part in the routine, but y'all ended up fucking up the performance altogether. So after that, I was not wanting to be out of sports because I already made my mark being in Palm. And since it was my first time being in sports, I wanted to do more shit. So I looked at the track. Don't fucking know why I did this. Don't know why I did track. I really don't. But I remember, when I did get in track, because I forgot what the guy's name was. He was a track coach. He was ginger. He was really an asshole. Like, he really didn't care about his team. He cared about the fastest runners on the team only, and anybody who was slower, he treated like shit. I was in long distance running, and when I was in track, I noticed one time whenever I was running, the whole team was like walking by the school gate, because the thing is, we had like our school, then behind it was like the track, like in the football field. And then there was like a gate circling by that, and I saw them walking past because we had right across the street was like a convenience store that everybody went to every single day to get a lemonade, to get coffee every day. Like there were students drinking coffee every fucking day, which I thought was hilarious because these niggas was acting like they was adults in a school as in a fucking school hallway or some shit, drinking coffee like they were stressed and I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, they were saying hi to me. They're like, hi, Pika, trying to wave from the fucking gate. And I was, being that bitch. I was trying to show them my track skills, I was still mad at them. So I was like, So yeah. And basically, I heard, moving, just fast forward, the girl that was co-captaining the bitch that was sneaky as fucking nobody liked. And it's weird because she was white, but she said she hated white people. That's anyway. And she had a white boyfriend. But anyway, she ended up quitting for her snitch ass. So the team was just left. Then Molly, actually, the choreographer girl that they actually liked, became the captain, which everybody thought was supposed to be happening from day fucking one. Even when I said that, even when I was not a captain, I even said that because I liked her too. And me and her stopped talking because, we're both Scorpios and we stopped saying hi to each other in the hallway, which is hilarious how we stopped actually the same exact day at the same time because we're that hilarious. But anyway. So basically the team ended up disbanding and they, got rid of Palm as a program. And again, I still say to this day, anytime anyone disrespects me or does anything bad to me, something bad happens to them. And Mrs. B, she ended up not going to that school anymore, not teaching at that school anymore. And she moved to Vegas, but which is hilarious because she literally was the coach that kept talking about how we didn't even have outfits, bro. That's what y'all didn't understand. This is a broke ass school, yo. We had to fundraise every motherfucking thing, and our fundraiser sucked. We never raised even enough money. The only people that really ever raised real money was the color guard, which is something another one of my favorite English teachers made. She made the color guard and the winter guard. She was a coach of that team and the cheerleading squad. They were the only ones that actually had successful fundraisers because they're the only ones that gave a fuck about their team. Mrs. B didn't give a fuck about her team because we talked about raising fundraisers, but we didn't fucking do it. We never set the shit up. But anyways, so her ass moved to Vegas, which me and the team thought was fucking funny. I even talked to Cynthia about this because I'm like, oh, this bitch was talking about how she was broke, paid for a pack of cigarettes every fucking day, but yet she moved to Vegas. So obviously she had money, which means she could have bought us outfits, which we didn't even have fucking outfits. We had to borrow pom-poms from the fucking cheer squad. Like, we're broke as fuck, and this bitch was living lavish. Ruining her fucking throat, smoking all them damn cigarettes. And we wanted outfits as your prom girls. But anyway, that was a story time about how I used to be in dance, like on a dance team in my high school. I was captain. So yeah, that's really it. Bye.